explained me before that Obama passed a law creating those IS, immigration security.
Mm-hmm.
And can you explain me why it was created?
It's ICE, and what it was created for was to basically just patrol the border and to violent criminals in the U.S., terrorists, to be removed or to keep an eye out on them. Because, as you remember, since 9/11, the U.S. has just been under attack and so on. So ICE was created to monitor certain people, to keep certain people away, or to remove certain people from the U.S. And that's all it was. And from my understanding, what I went through before 2017, you would see in that proceeding, you would go through a proceeding, but unless you were a killer or a violent person, they would allow you to stay in the country and just monitor you. Especially if someone like me, as I said before, I saw a judge early in 2000 where it was like, okay, you're fine. But when Donald Trump took over, he gave ICE department more authority, or as just as much authority as the FBI, the CIA, to do whatever or whenever they want. So they, in the U.S., they basically have their own vehicles now. They're basically officers above the law. And they can go to a neighborhood they know that's full of Hispanics, Haitians, or any people they believe perhaps may not be fully legal or expired visas or just there as trying to make a better life for themselves, and just go there and ask for ID. If you don't have ID, they taking you and put you in proceeding. Everyone in the United States now, except for a U.S. citizen, are eligible for removable. You're going to go through the proceeding. If you have criminal history and that's where they catch you from, they can do it two different ways. They can put you to proceeding and hold you in their custody, or they can give you a bond of $5,000 or higher and let you fight your case from the outside, or they can just give you a court date. When they found you, especially if you would say you're a teacher and you've been in the United States, you have no criminal period, but your green card expired, or you have a ticket or something bare minimum like that, they're just going to give you a court date, which is a year difference. They're going to give you a year to figure out what it is you need to do. But every case is different. But ICE is pretty much there cracking down on anyone and everyone. They're not just after people with violent charges, terrorist attack. They're after families. They're after parents that's been here for 30 years, but somehow never took the time or was able to update their status or to take care of their status, because from what I've told you and what I've experienced, it's not easy as people think to just go to immigration and say, hey, I'm here. Can I fill out some paperwork and give you some money so I can stay? No, it is. It's going to be one door open, another door closed, another door. If you think you're almost there, think about it. You're going backwards. What happened is, if your name came up in their system by any means necessary, mine was probably because of my ticket from my DUI drug to reckless driving. So my name was in their database. So once your name is in their database, they can come get you at any point to put you to this proceeding of removable. So because my name was in their system. So my address, my information is in their system. So it could happen any day. It could happen on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It just happened that day. I was home and I was leaving, and that was the day they choose to come and verified who I was. So once they asked me my name and I announced myself, they have the right to take me because that's who they came for anyway. So they came for me, Junior, Tucson. Once I verified who I was, they took me and brought me to county jail as I waited for ICE department itself, not the officers, but the department itself. Then they come do an interview of asking you what you've been doing and why they took you, and why you're here and what they're going to do with you. Are they going to allow you to go back out and fight it from the street, as I say, or go see an immigration judge to give you a bond? Or to a lot of, I would say, South Americans, they do not get that option. They get deported right away. There's a plane that goes to Mexico and Honduras every week with hundreds of Mexicans in Honduras weekly. In the immigration itself, I spent 5 months. From the time they got me to the time I was sent to Haiti, 5 months.
And how was it?
I think humans treat their dogs better than what they treat us in immigration, because I was transferred from Miami, Florida to Glades, Mohaven, from Mohaven to Orlando, from Orlando to Georgia, Folkestone, Georgia, from Folkestone, Georgia to Houston, Texas, from Houston, Texas to Livingston, Texas. And each time they transfer you, someone like me with no violence charges or anyone else, you are shackled like a Mexican prison, shackled from your hand to your waist and from both ankles. So you're treated like you have murdered somebody. And the way they talk to you, the way they treat you, like I said, a human treat their dogs better than what we were treated. Not every single one of them, but most of them, they treat us like we didn't belong. It's like, oh, you guys, doesn't matter what you're in. I remember being in Folkestone, and I spent some time in there, so I watched the people transition from people that, all right, I want to go home, to people not knowing exactly what was going with them, what was going to happen. And we had, I would say, a lot of younger people that was rowdy. And I remember they attacked someone that was working there, not an ICE officer, but just someone that worked the facility. And she went and got the warden of the facility. And when he came to our pod where we were at, he wanted our attention. He was talking, and why they attacked that lady for, she goes, it doesn't matter, you're all getting deported. Even though we all get a fighting chance, and most of us get a fighting chance, but that's what she told them, and so they reacted the way they reacted. We are human too. We should get a fighting chance. And so when he got there and they told him what she said, and he looked us, I was furious when I heard it. He said, she's right. You all are getting deported. It's like, wow, that's how you want to treat people. We're someone's child, just like you have kids. We are someone's loved ones. Some of them are married, but no, they treat you like trash. What they feed you, how they treat you, and there's a facility which is let's say one of the most popular one. It's Chrome. It's military maximum prison. They tell you when to eat, when to sleep, when to shower, when to do everything. And everything you do, it's open. So while I'm showering, I can see you sit down watching the TV or playing cards or on the phone. It's one open bay. And then that's that one. And then the one that was in Livingston, Texas, that one was a elementary meet maximum crazy people loony bin prison. It was one square that you did everything in. Sleep, bathroom, shower, eat, and hang out, I would say, in a 12 by 42 room size. Everything you did, and there was 24 people in there.
24.
24. There was some that was, where I was in 24. There was one room that was probably 8 by 8. That was with 8 people. And then there was probably a 12 by 12 room that was with.
And how much time did you pass in this room?
That one was 3.5 weeks. It felt like 2 months. It was brutal. There was no windows. There was no window. No, you don't see outside. You don't see the sun. You don't see anything. The only thing you get to see is the people you're with and the person that come and feeds you 3 times a day and the person that bring you cleaning supplies.
And how was the food?
Mystery. If people understand what I'm saying, it's mystery. It's whatever they can put together and call it a meal, that's what you're going to get. The story, he wasn't there itself, but it's a story I've heard from another,
Okay.
my mother had shared with me. It was a doctor that lived in Michigan. And he was out at a picnic or a barbecue with his family. And ICE immigration came and got him from that event and took him away. I do not know the outcome yet, but again, you're put through a proceeding. He's been here since 1972. But in there, in immigration proceeding myself, I met people. I met a Colombian gentleman named, I do believe his name is Julian, or he has been invited to the White House when Obama was there. He does a lot of good work and for his community. He's big in his church. I saw the invitation that his wife sent in, older men, and I do not know what his outcome was. I believe because his was for, unfortunately, one day he just yelled at his wife in public, so he was arrested, but later no charges dropped. But once again, as long as you have been ran through any criminal history, ICE will come get you. So all type of people are going to go through that proceeding once you have been ran through any type of criminal history. And for example, just said you did a lot of bad deeds, but you paid your time for it. But if you are in county jail or state prison, it used to be when you're done, you just get to go home. But now ICE has it to, the government has it to, no matter if you're citizen, immigrant, permanent residency, child, father, wife, you have to get your name run through the system. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you will automatically, instead of your release date, you will get sent to an ICE facility for your removable proceeding. So some people do 5 years. I met a guy that did 5 years, and instead of release date, he got sent back to Jamaica because you go straight to.
When they decided to deport you? It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. January 16th was the day I was removed, personally.
What happened?
It was, I want to say they get you at, on the 15th, Monday, it was about 7 o'clock. They take, I, I was with my fellow countrymen, fellow Haitians. They took, I want to say, about 30 of us. They took us all at once, and then you go through a proceeding. Everyone was different, but I was with a group of 5 or 6 other men, and you get changed and out of your lovely orange uniform or red, depends what kind of charges you had previously, and or any charge at all. You get changed into a sweat pants, fatigue, shirt and sweatpants, and then that proceeding starts at 7. It started at 7 p.m. on Monday, and it didn't end till I arrived to Haiti, I want to say at 12 or 1 o'clock, and the whole time you're in shackles. You use the restroom in shackles. You eat bologna and cheese sandwiches, or just cheese sandwiches and the water while you're in shackles. So you're trying to eat, if you can imagine, shackled to your waist and your hand, and you're trying to bend down and eat at the same time. So that's how they transfer you. And once I got to Haiti, because of as I told you earlier, I accepted a judge proceeding of just voluntary departure, voluntarily leaving without the final order of deportees. I was supposed to be treated as soon as I got to Haiti. I was supposed to just let go and just go about on my way to find out where I needed to go, but I was not. Again, I'm used to it. Immigration, ICE, government lied to me and my father, because what they told us, what they promised us, and what they told us, and what happened to me was the opposite. And talking about that situation, for anyone that is deported to Haiti, if you do not have family here, you're held up to 30 days in another Haitian facility. So not only you get removed from the country you're living in, they send you here in handcuffs. And then when you get to Haiti, if you don't have family to come get you, which I was lucky enough to have one of the guys that was there, his family was there, and he got one of his family members to sign for me, so I was released. But there was 3 individuals that did not have family show up for them, so they were put in another holding facility while in Haiti. So, in my opinion, that's wrongdoing of your birth country you are getting sent to. So it's just, unfortunately.
How much days did you pass in Haiti?
How many days I was in Haiti?
How many days?
I spent 7 days.
And then?
I was blessed to have one of my good friends be coming in DR, where I am in a proceeding of just trying to find out where my next chapter will begin of my life. So right now I am in DR with loved ones and family and friends, and trying to work on a visa to go to Europe for 90 days just to see what opportunities I could. I'm in the Dominican Republic working on getting a visa to Europe to see where, next chapter of my life would start, or where would I go, and see what opportunities there is other than U.S., as I'm still fighting quietly to find ways to reunite with my family in the States. But right now is just to basically just find a way to survive wherever I end up.
And what kind of people did you met in the immigration prison? You told us about the Somalian people.
Yes. Oh, I hope by now they are free. There was about 100 and something Somalians that was treated unhumanly, treated as worse than dirt. They were Somalians that never made it to the country. They paid a lot of money, tried to go illegally, which is not right, but everyone has a dream. And then there was the people, Somalians, that was been there for years and years and years. And it was the time they were going to get shipped to Somalia, just like we got shipped to Haiti. And their government, I respect it, does not accept them. Once they leave, they go somewhere else to bed, especially in the U.S. They will tell the U.S., hey, we do not want these individuals, where that means the U.S. have to release them or hold on to a maximum of 90 days and release them, and then they would have to check in every so often with them till they can try to send them back. But this last trip, when they tried to take them, the Somalians were captured for 42 hours, I do believe, or 48 hours, in handcuffs in a plane because their country would not take them back. So ICE officers tried to get them to walk from one country to Somalia, which they refused. That's good. And just treating them is unbelievable. I don't know the full story, but I do know that long in handcuffs, staying in the planes, they got fed up and they spoke up. And I do believe there was fights happening. Someone might have got injured. And then that story got out in public. So the human rights had got them a total of 15 lawyers to help them fight their case, because how they were treated for that long of a time, it's ridiculous. So I know on January 22nd, they were supposed to get an answer. I do hope they won their case and they were able to stay in the U.S. freely, and so they continue their life, and especially the ones that, went through all that, going through that, I hope they made it. But I do not know. But that is, unfortunately, that's what ICE is doing to people now. It's just treating you unhumanly, treating you as you're worse than dirt, treating you like you don't matter.